That is it for now. Much more on the weather situation on the news channel throughout the afternoon. Our next bulletin on BBC One will be at 5:10. Now, though, it's time to join our news teams where you are. Let's stay with the weather. Thousands of Britons facing travel disruption because of the Arctic conditions, with planes grounded, rail services cancelled on what is traditionally the busiest weekend before Christmas. London's Gatwick Airport has closed its runway. British Airways has cancelled flights at Heathrow until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Well, Andrew Teacher is from the British Airport Authority, BAA. I spoke to him earlier. He said that all terminals at Heathrow Airport, except Terminal 5, are fully operational, but passengers must call in advance of travel to check on delays.
Well, currently all of the terminals other than T5 are running pretty much without significant delays. Our airside operations crew, these are the guys that clean the runways and ensure things are running, have been working through the night to ensure that both of our two runways are free from ice, and I'm happy to say that both of those runways are still operational at the minute and all of the taxiways are clear. But we have to obviously look at the situation as it's evolving at the minute. As you can see, snow is coming down quite heavily, so the situation may change. But currently, we aren't seeing mass cancellations at any of the terminals, and Heathrow is fully operational.
So why has BA cancelled its flights?
Well, I mean, the airlines obviously have responsibility for de-icing their own planes, so that's a question you'd probably have to put to BA. What we're trying to do at the airport is ensure that the roads around Heathrow are as safe as possible, and our gritters have been out doing that, and the roads are pretty clear, although that could obviously change as the snow continues to fall. And our responsibility is obviously for maintaining the runways, keeping the airside operations working. We have 90 airlines at Heathrow who all have individual responsibility for de-icing their own
let's just be clear,
and
let's just be clear on this, Andrew Tethers. BAA has done what it needs to do to keep the airport open. Are you saying British Airways, the airline, hasn't, and because of that, British Airways isn't able to operate its flights?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not commenting on BA. I can't comment on their operation. They have their own logistical issues, which you know, they as all of our 90 airlines do. All I can talk about is Heathrow. All I can talk about is BAA, and all I can say on that is that the Heathrow Airport is fully operational. Our airside teams have worked through the night to ensure that the runways are clear, that the runways are safe.
Okay,
we have a snow situation.
But what you're saying, though, is that if the airport,
and what we need to ensure
is
that safety is paramount for all of our customers.
OK, I'm sorry. If the airport, though, is operational, why isn't BA able to fly?
Again, it's not for me to comment on British Airways. I don't. You know,
you must, Mr. Teller, you must know. You must know.
I don't have the detail on BA at a minute. All I can tell you is that we're working with BA and T5 to mitigate some of the disruption there. And I must obviously impress upon viewers that if you are a BA passenger, do not travel to Heathrow today. And check with our airlines, if you're travelling with other airlines, to check on the status, because the situation can and may change over the next few hours as the snow continues to fall. OK,
other airlines then are still flying from Heathrow, are they?
That's correct, yes.
How many?
So if... Pardon me?
How many?
How many? I mean, there aren't any significant delays at the minute. There obviously have been cancellations because of the weather, and obviously weather at other airports across Europe where there is a similar situation of snow. That will mean that flights coming to Heathrow will be cancelled. So that obviously has a domino effect, a knock-on effect on flights to depart. But at the minute, there aren't significant problems at the other terminals.
So BAA, I think, runs 6 airports now, doesn't it? You don't look after Gatwick anymore. Have you got all the snow clearing, de-icing equipment in place? Have you invested enough in that?
Yes, we've invested £3 million at Heathrow over the last year and a half, and that's in a mixture of different vehicles. So you've got snowplows that obviously clear the snow. You've got big de-icing vehicles that essentially put down the de-icing liquid onto the runways, and that's kind of like the stuff you put on the windshield of your car, but a lot more concentrated. So what that means is that gets prepped, that gets put on there overnight, and then when the snow comes down in the morning, it allows that to burn away. Now, clearly, if there's a massive amount of snow coming down, as we're possibly expecting, then the effect of that, you know, it's not going to be as effective. Southampton Airport at the minute is currently closed until 2 o'clock. Aberdeen Airport is currently closed, but BAA's other airports, so that's Stansted, Heathrow, Glasgow and Edinburgh, are open at the minute.
So just to be clear, just to recap on this, Mr. Teacher, Heathrow Airport is open. Airlines should be able to fly in and out, according to the runways and the preparation that BAA has done.
Yes, that's correct at the minute, but the situation may change. Obviously, flying into an airport isn't just about the runway, it's also about the visibility, it's about the general atmosphere around the airport and, of course, where they're coming from. But our guys have been working through the night to ensure that the runways are clear. They've been doing a fantastic job 24/7 to keep everything as safe and as operational as possible. And any passengers that are travelling by air today must check with their airline. They must check on the internet or by phoning their airline to check on the status. Any relatives of passengers that have been delayed at Heathrow, they won't be charged if they're staying over in the car parks. But what we must impress on people is to check and ensure that you're well prepared just in case people do get stuck on the roads coming in and out.
Andrew Teacher from British Airports Authority, the BAA, speaking to me a little earlier from a very snow-swept Heathrow. Well, in a moment, we'll be hearing from Chris Page in Belfast and Laura Bicker in Stonehaven, Aberdeenshire. But first, let's go back to Heathrow now. Andy Moore is for us there now. Any change in the situation, Andy?
No, the weather's still very severe, as you can